Bridget, who've been with us over the past few days, and it's been really great to have you.
We've really enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to say I haven't seen the film for ages. I still love it. It makes me smile and it gives me hope. And I did it because I was looking for templates for the next 30 odd years of my life, and I found them. And they're wonderful. You know, the film's as good as they are.
People have come up to us in the street, on public transport, in shops, ever since the film happened. And they're still, the other day, 2 people came up to me and said, you know, that film, and I don't know these people, and they just come up and say, that film was inspirational, and that's the word they use, and I think that's the word that describes it really, because it's not particularly about individual of us, but about our way of looking at life, really.
I think our message, and at this point after the film has come out, is actually our job to tell people that there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting old. We don't need to Botox ourselves into mummy state. We don't need to lift things. The way we are is absolutely fine. And I want to tell young people, especially young women, it's okay. The menopause is okay. You just have to get through the annoying parts in the beginning. It's fantastic. Just keep going. Make a difference. Never, never give up. That's my message.
I think, you know, when I was about 13, 14, I think I wanted to be a nun or an actress. And actually, I think I should have gone to art school. But at that time, in the 50s, as I'm sure some of you remember, we little middle-class girls from the country were programmed into being secretaries, nurses, or teachers. So I did all those, and went around the world and became a health educator, and I carried on doing it. But I think style and that sort of thing was actually intrinsic in my being all the time anyway. So it does sort of, eventually sort of emerge.
Yes, well, as far as I'm concerned, life is art and art is life. There is no division between the two. And in the morning when I get dressed, it's not so much that I'm getting dressed, I curate myself. That is exactly what I do. And I like to walk out into the world, a walking collage, a one-woman gallery, and I want to push art in people's faces. That's my joy.
To find these women took me such a long time. You know, we didn't just say, oh, just look just round the door in London. I looked everywhere. I'm Scottish. I scoured Scotland. I wanted a Scot in it. And what was really interesting is that trying to find women like this, it looks easy now, and I'm sure all of you will have someone that you'll say, oh, you should have had them in the film. But finding them when you're researching is really hard. And then I talked to hundreds of women, hundreds of them, and there's no end of inspirational, feisty, wonderful older women. But what I'd sold to Channel 4 was a film that was, why they commissioned it. If I'd gone and said, I want to make a film about wonderful, feisty, inspirational women, they'd have told me to go away. But because I said it was about style and they got excited about that pathetically. So I snuck it in, pretending it was about fashion and style. And of course it isn't. It's about life and attitude and spirit. But the bar I had to put up was they had to look good. They had to have something about them and about the way they looked. You know, there was all sorts of people I dreamt of having in the film. Could I find them? No. What obviously happened is now the film has been finished and it's gone out. They're coming at me from every corner of the universe.
Do men inhibit creativity? It depends on the man. And I am a very old-fashioned woman. I met my husband in 1955. We got married in 1961 or 2 or something like that. We've been together for 60 years. We've been married for something like 55 years. He has never inhibited my creativity at all. He's not a particularly visual person. He's a scientist. He thinks differently. It's probably just as well we'd be in competition with each other. He has been so supportive. And he and my son were the most surprised when I suddenly stopped cooking and stopped writing cookbooks and became this really wild artist. I cannot tell you how supportive he is. We are best friends. He thinks I'm a wonderful woman, and he sometimes thinks, most of the time, that I'm a very weird woman. But he is very supportive, and he does not stifle my creativity. So we have to say it depends on the man, and it depends on the woman.
You know, Baroness Trumpington and Jean and Daphne had very good marriages, and I think it had given them a confidence to express themselves. And so I think it's, in a way, it's a very positive thing about males. Not a negative thing at all.
How do we go about changing people's attitudes towards age?
I think you have to confront it every day amongst people in the streets. It's just like racism. If you meet someone who appears to be racist, you have to actually confront and challenge them. And I think I do about ageism all the time.
Ageism is going to be with us forever. It is changing slowly, and if you... I'll tell you something. You know Ari Seth Cohen, who has the Advanced Style blog. You may have seen it. A lot of people follow it. He photographs, he stalks, he follows very, very stylish old women. And because of him, he has put old ladies into the zeitgeist. Because of him, there is an old lady revolution happening right now, and occasionally old men hang on to our coattails, but it is very much an old lady revolution. And if you notice, there are a lot of advertisers now who have adopted older ladies as their spokespersons. It's a wonderful thing. There are a lot of us out there. And of course, the older you get, we get closer to the time when we're going to die. We're all going to die. But there'll always be a new crop of old ladies to fill our place. And our job is to make those new old ladies older and bolder and not invisible. So it is happening. It's happening.
And one of the things I wanted the film to do as well, and it seems to work, is that young people now look at ageing and they go, hey, it's not that bad after all. And I think that's quite good. I think people were scared of ageing. I think society is really changing. The number of over 50s and 60s is growing exponentially all the time, and it's a different generation. I think my generation of people are very different from the ones before. These women were the pioneers, but the next lot coming up are very different. They're not going to go quietly. And they're going to stay working, and they're going to stay looking good, and they're going to fight and work to stay fit. I mean, what these women showed me and taught me, in a way, was keep moving, keep thinking, keep active, and do something for yourself. Don't just sit in your backside in every single sphere. So I don't think you can fight ageism. You know, just go out and enjoy life and make the most of it, and then you'll change society's attitudes by doing that, I think.
A word to Sue. I've shown your film to 3 groups of different women. I've seen it on telly. I've got on DVD. Every time I see it, I see new things in it. I think it's a great film.
Thank you.